If you're a man looking to build real wealth, not just stack cash, but true financial power, you need to understand this. The Bible has more money lessons than most modern finance books. You may not hear this from mainstream voices, but scripture doesn't shy away from teaching men how to handle wealth, responsibility, and long-term provision. Today, I'm going to show you 5 biblical money lessons every man needs to master. These principles are timeless. They aren't just religious, they're strategic. Whether you're broke, building, or already successful, these lessons are foundational. And if you're tired of being the man who's constantly behind, always reacting instead of leading, then I want to personally invite you to my private coaching program. This is where men like you build financial clarity, strategic confidence, and personal discipline to lead their lives with purpose. Don't just hope that things improve. Take ownership. Click the first link in the description to join. Let's dive in. Number 1, stewardship is greater than ownership. One of the biggest shifts a man must make is understanding that he doesn't truly own anything. He is a steward. That includes your bank account, your job, your time, your talents, and yes, even your investments. Here's why this matters. Ownership breeds ego. Stewardship breeds responsibility. When you believe everything you have is something you're responsible for, not entitled to, your mindset changes. You start making decisions based on long-term purpose instead of short-term gratification. You stop wasting money on status and start investing it in building your life and legacy. A man who sees himself as a steward becomes more disciplined with his budget. He doesn't need validation through purchases. He has different questions. Am I honoring God with the resources I'm entrusted with? Will this decision multiply or deplete my resources? That's a high-level way of thinking. Men today are being trained to chase, flex, and spend. But the Bible teaches men to manage, grow, and guard. Remember the parable of the talents in Matthew 25? The men who invested wisely were rewarded. The one who buried his out of fear was condemned. You don't need more income. You need better stewardship. Shift from asking how much you can make to how much better you can manage what you already have. That mindset alone can change your financial future. Number 2, debt is modern slavery. Avoid it like the plague. That's not poetic. It's brutal truth. Debt isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's a leash around your neck. It limits your options, steals your peace, and robs you of control. The modern system thrives on men being trapped in payments, credit cards, student loans, car leasing, but it's bondage in disguise. A man in debt is a man who can't fully lead. He can't walk away from a toxic job. He can't invest in better opportunities. He can't even sleep soundly if the bills outweigh his income. Debt delays your ability to lead, give, and build. It places you under another man's control, whether that's a banker, creditor, or a system. Scripture teaches that debt is foolish, but it's very clear. It's definitely a trap. So what do? Start attacking your debt with a warrior's mindset. Live below your means. Cut back aggressively. Refuse to borrow for things that lose value. Don't borrow at all, of course. Save before you spend. Be ruthless with anything that pulls you back financially. Every dollar you don't owe is a dollar you control. And control is everything. Financial peace starts with margin. That margin gives you room to think clearly, give generously, and invest boldly. Your strength as a man increases when your debts decrease. Don't be normal. Be free. Tithing isn't about church, it's about discipline. Here's a hard truth a lot of modern men resist. If you can't give, you don't control your money. Your money controls you. That's why the biblical concept of tithing is so powerful. Test me in this and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven. Now, some men get stuck on the church part. This isn't about handing cash to a pastor. It's about your ability to put giving before hoarding. Tithing trains your brain to let go of scarcity. It forces you to set priorities. It builds a routine of putting purpose above impulse. And above all, it breaks the greed that traps so many men into thinking, when I have more, I'll give more. Wrong. If you don't give $100, you won't give with $100,000. This is why my coaching program has an entire section focused on financial discipline, not just to save and invest, but to give with intentionality. Because if you can't control your money, you'll never control your life. Generosity isn't weakness, it's strength with direction. Men who build real wealth know how to direct it. And it starts with being intentional about where the first 10% goes. Not because God needs your money, but because you need the training. Start giving consistently, not out of guilt, but out of strategy. Giving aligns your heart, disciplines your wallet, and forces you to think bigger. That's powerful. Patience builds wealth, impulses destroy it. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. In other words, there are no shortcuts, and if you chase them, you'll pay for them. Men today are constantly pitched quick riches, crypto flips, stock tips, fast income schemes, but most of it is just smoke. If it's too easy, it's probably fake, or at least fragile. Real wealth, on the other hand, is built slowly, layer by layer. It takes discipline to stay consistent when progress feels slow. It takes maturity to delay pleasure today for security tomorrow. But that's exactly what separates strong men from weak ones. The men who invest $500 a month for 10 years with discipline will often outgrow the man who tries to hit one jackpot and blows it. That's biblical wisdom. Think crops, not casinos. Build slowly, build wisely. Here's the truth. You're not behind, you're just impatient. And your impatience could be what actually is holding you back. Because when you chase fast money, you take on fast risk. And fast risk often end in a loss, not a gain. Instead of trying to jump ahead, master the boring habits, budgeting, saving, investing consistently, saying no when it's easier to say yes. That's how you build strength, not just financially, but also mentally. Every dollar you save is a seed. Every wise decision is a brick. Every delay of gratification is a weight lifted. Stack it, stick with it. Wealth comes to the patient, not the impulsive. A man's wealth should bless others, not just himself. Whoever refreshes other will themselves be refreshed. You're not building wealth just so you can hoard it. You're building it so you can bless others and lead others, as well as provide beyond yourself. That's biblical masculinity. A selfish man can get rich, and he'll never be fulfilled. A wise man uses money to create impact, starting with his own household and extending outward. Think about the man who can pay his parents' bills, the man who can fund causes that matter to him, the man who can support his wife, raise his children with security, and still give to others. That man doesn't chase validation, he creates value. And that's the goal. You're not just stacking cash to feel powerful, you're creating options, you're building freedom, you're establishing legacy. God blesses you so you can be a blessing. That's the whole point. The moment you make money all about you, it loses its power. But when you see it as a tool, not a trophy, everything changes. So ask yourself, who am I becoming as I build wealth? Am I preparing to lead with it or just to spend it? Remember, any man can earn. Few know how to multiply. Fewer still know how to distribute wisely. Be one of those men. That's biblical manhood in action. You don't need to choose between being spiritual and being successful. The Bible never taught that money is evil. It taught that the love of money is. The truth is, wealth in the hands of a wise man can change lives. And when you build it God's way, you build it to last. If you're tired of surface level advice and you want deep, disciplined coaching rooted in timeless principles like these, I want to personally invite you to my private coaching program. This is where we rebuild men from the inside out. You don't have to keep guessing. Get in a system that forges real results. Click the first link in the description and join now. You're not meant to just survive financially. You're meant to lead, to steward, to multiply. And that starts today.